Hey, it's Bruce coming to you with WeedersDigest.com, and today I'm excited to tell you about our boat-mounted aquatic mower. It is a fantastic tool to cut any shoreline or pond, or if you want to use it with your neighbors or as a commercial endeavor to go out and do it for as a business. We've sold them to municipalities, lake associations, a variety of different applications. But in this video, we're going to walk through the various components that make it this high quality machine. Now, if at any time you've got questions, feel free to give us a call at 877-224-4899. Here's the scoop. It has the ability to cut a 4-foot wide path with every pass, and it has the ability also to cut as deep as 5 feet. Now, there's a few little different ways to explain that. In other words, the entire unit stands 6 feet, but it takes up about a foot for the various components that are mounted. And on top of that, you've also got to keep in mind that you're going to have a distance between the gunnel of your boat where it mounts to onto the water surface. So the best way to say is that it has a maximum cut of 5 feet deep. Now let me walk through some of the different features of it. It has two switch safety and convenience switches. Here the first one that you see is just your basic on and off, and then we also have another what we call a kill switch, or a safety lanyard that allows for safe traveling in case there would be any reason that you need to immediately shut it off. I think one of the great options that we've added to this is the multi-mount gunnel system. And what it does is has multiple ways that you can make adjustments on how and where you mount it to your boat. Now, the first little thing I want to point out is the ease. There's a really cool little knob that allows for easy raising and lowering. And then, of course, you've got to have your adjustments to mount it actually to the gunnel, the transom of your watercraft. Now, one thing I like about this is that we made it so it's a much wider mount, and so it actually gets a better bite, if you will, on the transom, and so you don't have any wobble there or have to tighten it down real securely that way. And even though it doesn't show it very well here, there actually is a way to secure it with a padlock so that you can make sure that it stays where you put it on and that it doesn't, the whole unit doesn't disappear maybe in the evening if you're going to be using it from day to day. Now, I think the other thing that it really is some ingenuity that has been put in here is that there's a safety tension setting. So you can set it so that it kicks up should you run into the ground or run into something large, obstruction on the bottom, rather than running into it solidly. And this is very well built, but running the risk that you could potentially do some kind of damage to the unit itself, or maybe stop so suddenly that it would throw somebody forward in the boat or whatever. You can set the tension at which it would kick up, as opposed to being locked into a position. Now, there's also the ability with the tiller arm. If you ever need to adjust that, there's a knob for raising and lowering the tiller arm. And then just the fact that it has kind of that S bend in it, you can change that to raise that or lower it. And basically what it does is, I guess if the right word might be ergonomically correct, you can have it set up exactly how you want to have it as you or somebody else in the boat is operating it. Now, we've also added, there's a bottom heel protector on the bottom. So in other words, as it bends there, it actually creates a little bit of a couple of inches to protect the blades, so you can have that on the bottom. And with that, I think this is a nice addition, is the fact that that area is a highly reflective white color. And what that does is it makes it easy to see when you're going along. It's to be able to look down in the water, and depending upon your water clarity and the depth that you're using it, of course, but this allows you the ability to be able to see it down below. Now, the other thing that we've added here that is really unique is the stabilizer fin. And the stabilizer fin allows you, if you're moving at a higher rate of speed, and speed might be a wrong word to use because it's not designed to go fast, but if you're moving along and there's a lot more water flow over the unit, this allows it to be more stable. The other thing that you'll find is that this thing is really goes back and forth. The sickle goes back and forth in such a way that, and the word is reciprocates. It reciprocates with a fair amount of force, and so there's excuse me, there's a lot of back and forth movement with that, and so this fin helps to stabilize that, and it really does do a great job. Now, this entire machine is extremely well built. It mounts to basically any boat, and you may have to make some adjustments, but as you can see, it's a standard mounting system, and so it can fit to a transom, it can fit on the side of a boat, and people do use these on anything from a pontoon to a fishing boat to a ski boat, john boat, rowboat, whatever the case might be. I will say that there's there's variations of how you would use that, and there's some boats that work better than others, and those are the type of things that I'd recommend that you give us a call. We've got people that use them on paddle boats, and there's a bit of drag that is with it, so sometimes paddling a canoe with this is a little bit of extra work, but it does work. And a lot of people use these on pontoons. We've had people that would maybe mount 2 of them on the front of a pontoon for an association and get an 8-foot wide cut. So there's a lot of things that you can do with it, but now if you've got it that far away from the boat operator, there's other complexities that come into play. You need a second person in the boat as well. So in the end, I think that this isn't even though you may be viewing this on the internet, this is not an internet sale. This is a product that we'd highly recommend that you give us a call and discuss it, to see how you might use it. The other thing is we have a lot of people that do use these on a commercial basis, and so as on a commercial basis, it's about productivity and it's about the reliability. And this is well designed from a reliability standpoint, and the productivity is really the fact that you will find that cutting is no longer your biggest concern when you have this. Cutting is the easy part. The cleanup and the removal of the weeds is your next greatest concern after purchasing this. So we've got a lot of information we can share with you on this, and I'm sure you've got a lot of questions as well. But I would recommend that you stop by our website, or more importantly, probably give us a call and let us walk through the different details of how you can use this boat-mounted aquatic mower to improve your shoreline, improve the quality of life that you experience at your lakeshore or in your business. So once again, this is Bruce with WeedersDigest.com, and I'd love to walk you through the details. Just give us a call. Thank you.